Hi everybody, I'm Juniper Darrow, my pronouns are they, them, and I am the philanthropy officer here who manages Emerging Leaders. I'm joined today by the chair of our Emerging Leaders Steering Committee. Bilal, would you introduce yourself for us?
Yes, my name is Bilal Muhammed of Shabazz. I am the chair of our wonderful committee here at United Way, Rhode Island. I'm super excited to be here.
Thanks. I just have a few questions just to thank you and spotlight you in our Emerging Leaders newsletter for some of the wonderful things that you're doing. I wondered if you could start by giving us a quick where you work now and what your current job title is.
Yes, I work at a local CMO here by the name of Achievement First Public Charter Schools. I'm a principal in residence, principal fellow, and so just working to further the mission of making sure students have an equitable education here in the great state of Rhode Island.
Thank you so much. Why did you decide to become an emerging leader?
Yeah, I remember one day I was talking to a mentor of mine, Dr. Rogers, and I'm like, hey, I just moved to Rhode Island not too long ago. I'm super heavy on community engagement. Just really want to be able to do something whether it's go work at a soup kitchen or do a clothing job. And so he said, hey, well, we're having this we're just having this function essentially, right? It was a guild. So I'm down to meet new people, kind of network. And once I got there, I was inspired by many of the speakers and just the mission overall. And then that day I decided I was going to contribute and then go ahead and just jump in. But yeah, this is the first time I engaged, and I was I'm really happy that I did.
Yeah, and you were one of our first emerging leaders, one of the very first people to sign up, which is really cool. What kind of your primary career goals are when you're thinking about your future?
Yeah, I think number one, as a principal fellow, principal residence, it's a very clear pathway to becoming a school leader or a principal. And so for me, that's definitely a career goal of mine, and to be able to lead a high-performing school in an urban area, typically in underserved communities where I kind of grew up to as well. And I want to make sure to just be able to give an equitable education to students who deserve it the most. I would also say that I want to be a professor, and that would be also a way of giving back. What is my motto? So right now it's liberation is education, or you could flip it and say education is liberation. But I think that overall being able to be in the education space and lead in different ways, lead authentically, but make sure people have access to education is really the main goal.
And beautifully said. Are you thinking about going back to school?
Yeah, so I am. I'm definitely looking forward to going to school again. Right now, I'm finishing up my master's at the Clark Atlanta University, and I'm super excited to have been able to attend my program there through a fellowship called New Leaders for New Schools. They're trying to increase the amount of educators of color that are school leaders in schools around the United States. And so I've been really inspired by the program to be able to further my education and to maybe pursue a PhD or an EDD of some sort.
It is a lot to undertake, but you of all people can definitely handle that.
I appreciate that.
What's been sort of the most helpful or the most impactful for you about emerging leaders?
The connection. I know that at my school we're doing a career day, and we were we need professionals, and I'm well, I'm a part of an organization on the committee where emerging leaders. We actually represented about 50% of the panel folks from emerging leaders that came there. So I invited emerging leaders to come, and it just felt good to have a community of people to support me, even in such a last minute ask. And they came and were just super excited and super vibrant and gave our kids exactly what they needed to know. Some students even left with mentors and people to call who are emerging leaders.
That's amazing.
Right, it gave me a community of people that I could lean on.
What is either a personal or a professional success you've had that you would be willing to share with us?
I think founding a school. So I came here to Rhode Island to be a part of a founding high school team, and it was 2 years in the founding We start with 9th grade, go to 10th, 11th, 12th to build out a fully skilled school. And so this is our last year of founding, and like we've essentially, successfully founded a high school here in the great state of Rhode Island. So to provide a streamlined K through 12 education, and so like partnering with our primary principal and then our leadership team to be able to found the school. It's great. Loved it, and it's an awesome experience, and I'd do it all over again if I had to.
Why would you say other people should sign up to be emerging leaders?
You get to be a part of something like big and greater, but also United Way Rhode Island feels also small in the sense of like you can still feel the localized impact. And just like being an emerging leader in general, I think that like you gain family, coworkers, colleagues. I think that at the end of the day, it's something powerful. And so I'm just appreciative of that. And that's like kind of your goal too. I do think that this is the place. We have a place for everybody.
Thank you. It's very kind of you. I'm a little emotional. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
I just think, I definitely want to thank United Way Rhode Island for providing the opportunity, and also just you, Juniper, for like being like the spearhead, whatever. It just felt good to have that support.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything that you do as part of Emerging Leaders.
Sure. Thank you for having me.